Guys, welcome back to Abby Bell's Lifestyle. Today we're in the kitchen again and we will be making Angel's food cake. So for all you guys and girls who love desserts and have a little sweet tooth, we'll be making a very simple, light, vanilla flavored cake. Um, so most people are like scared of making this cake because you have to whisk your egg whites and get it all nice and light and fluffy, and if you over mix it, it can come out flat, and it's kind of scary to try, but I assure you it's pretty easy. I'll tell you what to do to give it a little kick. So you can add a little bit of coconut milk powder in the mix, or you can add a little cocoa powder, so you can have chocolate or coconut flavored, but we're going to stick to just vanilla right now since we're just covering the basics. So if you have a whisk, grab your whisk because you're going to need it and you better try. If you have a mixer, grab your mixer because you're going to need it. Or if you have a basic handheld mixer, grab that too in between because you are going to need to beat some eggs today. So let's get straight into it.
Here we have our ingredients that we will be using along with our tools. The slotted spoons are for our eggs. Don't worry about those, I'll show you how. Onto our ingredients, we have 16 ounces of sugar, 16 ounces of egg whites, 6 ounces of cake flour, half teaspoon vanilla and almond extract, 1 teaspoon cream of tartar or lemon juice, and 1 teaspoon salt. I will be using lemon juice instead of cream of tartar. We're going to measure our ingredients and we'll be doing our dry ingredients first, starting with our sugar. It calls for 16 ounces of sugar and we're using granulated sugar. It does give the best results, however I prefer light brown sugar. We are going to split our sugar in half and we're going to keep one half as is, and we are going to mix the other with our cake flour. So I'm separating it right now and I'm adding my sugar to my flour bowl. Our cake flour, we are using 6 ounces. It is not cake mix. The only substitute for it is pastry flour. You could try all-purpose flour, however, it will not give you the same result. We're going to sift our flour, and guys, do not use bread flour. We're sifting our flour to add additional air to our mixture. There we go. Next, we're using half teaspoon of salt. Do not add it to your dry ingredients. Please keep it separate because they're added at different stages of the process. Onto our flavorings. We are measuring our almond and vanilla flavoring, and we're going to combine them along with our lemon juice. If you have cream of tartar, do not combine it with your flavorings. Keep it separate. But because they're all liquids, that's the only reason why I'm combining them. Now I'm stirring my sugar and my cake flour together so that they're evenly combined. Onto our eggs. I will be showing you 3 different methods of separating eggs. So I'm using my hand to separate the white from the yolk. I prefer this method even though it is a little bit messy, but it does the job. We have the shell separation. This is more like to cure yolk and add shell to mixture. I do not like this method, but it does the job. And last is the slotted spoon. The egg white will run through the holes, and then you can use a spatula or a knife or something to separate the whites from the yolk easily. 1, 2, 3. And please ensure that your whites are at room temperature. Our recipe calls for 16 ounces, that is around 14 eggs. You can also purchase it from the store. Here we have our ingredients all weighed out: our flour, sugar, egg whites, or plain sugar, lemon juice and flavoring, and salt. And remember, if you're using cream of tartar, separate it from your flavorings. As I mentioned before, ensure that your eggs are at room temperature or else they will not peak. If your eggs are cold, yolks from white, and you can microwave the whites for around 20 seconds. This will warm it up a bit and allow it to peak faster. I've used cold eggs before and it took forever. I actually had to warm it up for it to peak. It will not peak if it is cold. As soon as our egg starts getting foamy, as you can see, reduce the speed of your mixer and add your salt. After adding our salt, we are going to add our cream of tartar, or in this case, I'm using lemon juice, and our flavorings. We're going to speed up our mixer, and as soon as it gets larger, as you can see our foam's getting larger, we are going to add our sugar. We'll call this stage a soft peak. So we're adding our plain sugar, not the combination with the flour. And we are gradually adding this to the mix. Reduce the speed on your mixer. And we will have a beautiful meringue in around 2 to 3 minutes of mixing in the sugar. Here we are. So we are going to check for our meringue consistency. We should have a beautiful peak. If you're using a whisk, I'm pretty sure you're in pain at this stage, but there we are. We have a beautiful, fluffy, light meringue. Let us do our peak test. Let me show you guys. Beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay, now let's go on to our oven. We need to set it at 375 degrees. We've done a good job here. So let's set our oven. 375 is the temperature we'll be baking at. We need our oven piping hot. So preheat your oven. If it's a slow oven, do it before this stage. So we'll be mixing in our flour and sugar mixture into our peaked eggs, somewhat like a cement truck, around and round, I guess. However, do not go through the middle, like cut and fold if you don't have to. But for me, it does help to speed up the process, but do not overdo it or else you will destroy those beautiful air pockets we made. Look at that beauty. Now we're scaling our ingredients. I'm using 6-inch tins and I'm putting in 8 ounces of mixture in each. We will bake it at 375 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes. To check if they're done, you can stick a toothpick in, and if it comes out clear, we're ready to go. I'm smoothing off the tops and cleaning up a bit, and we are going to pop it in the oven. And guys, remember, 375 for 15 to 20 minutes. While they are doing their thing, clean up and grab your ingredients for your buttercream icing. So clean up, grab everything you need, and our mango sauce, of course. The recipe that we will be using calls for 3 cups of confectioner sugar, 1 cup butter, salt to taste, and your flavoring of choice. Here I do have a coconut milk powder. However, it is not the best. I would recommend you use the coconut cream. We're going to start with our butter. It should be at room temperature. If it's not at room temperature, you can warm it a bit. Do not melt it to a very liquid stage. You just want it soft. There's a little liquid while softening it, that's fine. As long as the majority is hard, it will work out well. At this stage where we have creamed out our butter a bit, we're going to add our icing sugar, and you can add your flavorings if you'd like at a slower mixing speed. So you won't be seeing me do it, but go ahead and do it. It will increase the volume and you will see your buttercream to life. So let's put that to the side and get on to our mango sauce. This is a pretty easy and straightforward. We're using 1 cup of mango and 1 cup of sugar, salt to taste. I'm using fresh mangoes. However, if you have frozen mangoes, you can use those. So if it's mango season in Jamaica, save up the mango then put them in your freezer. You can use them to make so many different things. We're going to add our Sugar and or mango together in a saucepan with our salt to taste. That's like a tongue twister. And we're going to bring it to a boil on medium heat, or a simmer rather. That's ready. We're going to give it a little stir to make sure nothing is sticking, and we're going to let it cool. We should check on our buttercream. It should be light and fluffy at this stage. So let that cool. Here we are. So I added my vanilla. So you can do a little taste test to ensure that the flavor is what you would like it to be. If not, you can add a little bit more. It's all about preference, guys. So it's whatever you prefer or whomever you're baking for prefers. Our cakes are ready. So I stopped mine with a toothpick to check if it was complete, and it is. It came out clear. We are about to puree or mango sauce. Let your sauce cool completely, guys. Do not use hot sauce in your blender or your magic bullet. It can build up pressure and explode and burn you, or pop open, not explode. We are about to puree it. It takes around 5 seconds or less. We're just giving it a little buzz. There we go. We have our mango sauce. You need to let it cool because it will melt your buttercream, and you do not want that to happen. So let your cakes cool, let your mango sauce cool. We're going to do a style of cake, a very rustic style of cake. It's similar to a naked cake or S cake, where it has little to no icing on it, and the exterior of the cake is shown predominantly. Here I am using a paring knife to loosen the edges of the cake. Mine is a little bit wonky, but it's fine. We're going to use the icing to cover that, so no one will ever know that happened. Don't worry if you have made a mistake. I'm grabbing my turntable. If you do not have one, I'm going to show you a little trick or a technique that I use. I've been using it forever. And it's a mixing bowl and a dinner plate. You can put it on and turn it so you can icing your cake easily. If you think the cake is too thick, you can use your bread knife and decide on how thick you want it. Here we have our ingredients that we'll be using on top. So I'm using raspberry, strawberry, blueberry, buttercream with a little red food coloring, and mango sauce. You don't have to use those exact fruits. You can use something else. Here I'll be showing you that you can get your serrated edge knife and cut your cake in half if you'd like, if you want your layers to be thinner, as you can see. However, I'm satisfied with my thickness, so that's fine. I'll be adding a little bit of mango sauce in the middle. This is all about preference once more. I'm not using a lot of buttercream. If you want a lot, you can add a lot, or if the person who you're making it for, they want a lot, load it up. And it's the same with the mango sauce, just a little. We're going to be doing this continuously. I have around 4 cakes, so it's 3 layers in total. And normally I would do 2, but you know, I have the extra, why not use it up? So we're just continuing this process, and then we are going to water on some buttercream on the outside. So this is at like that naked cake stage, and you're going to continue roughly adding the buttercream on the outside. Remember, we're going for a very rustic vibe. It's very easy, it's very simple. Any beginner can do this, guys, no pressure. I'm adding my mango sauce, as you can see, and then I'll be adding my fruits on top. Whatever fruits you have, utilize them. Here we are, we have a beautiful cake, and now we're adding that nice light confection sugar on top. We're sprinkling it all over with a sieve, and there we have our beautiful cake. our angel food cake with a mango sauce and berries on top. So now we're going into texture. Let's look at what we're actually trying to achieve. You see those holes, a sponge-like texture. That's what you want. It's a beautiful cake for a little party. It's a nice summer, spring cake. So guys, try it out. Let me know what you think. Tell me how it went. Send me pictures, videos, photos, everything.
Thank you guys for joining me today in the kitchen to make a very delicious and delectable dessert. As you can see, it was pretty simple. It wasn't that hard, but if you had a whisk, you must be crying. So guys, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you want to see me do or what you want to hear from me, and I'll be sure to, think about it or even do it. So, like, share, subscribe, and tell a friend. I think I'm still in Rush Cam's tagline, but I think we're cousins, so we're family. Alright guys, bye!